manipulated into the office, and this can't be exposed to the American people.
It's just like, go ahead,
there you have an example. There's lots of ways that case or those allegations have been brought into courts in lots of different cases, and they all seem to stop. You don't get an outcome that's consistent with the rights of a member of the electorate to be able to see the public records on the candidate he's voting for. So there's an example of how courts tend to have to reflect where the current government is, the current people with power want it to be, rather than what we understood it from older documents that have less force or effect now.
Right.
And it's just like the voter fraud, Chris. The first time an election was true and honest was in the year 2006, and I got Tom Flacco to write a story about how it was going to be monitored by U.S. intelligence, and they did. And they were able to stop the voter fraud in 2006. That's the reason they got on the news the next day after all those Democrats got in, because people went out and voted the way their heart felt and what they wanted. They wanted change. And then in 2008, this last election, everybody thought they were going to be able to protect it again. Hell no. They went in there, the NSA, the Israeli Mossad that controls the National Security Agency, they went in there, they got so many stooges, they planted these chips inside of all the voting machines, electronic voting machines, for the outcome. It's just like Al Gore. He's a duly elected president from the year 2000. They stole his election in 5 states. His case was presented before a grand jury in Georgia. And Jimmy Carter's the one that got it done, a former constitutional officer like Al Gore's a former constitutional officer. And Al Gore tried to go against Clinton's. And they tried to set him up in the 1996 election with that little Buddhist temple crap, which was all just a big spin and a whole bit to try to throw him out the door. And then they did the same thing again in 2000 to him when Bush comes in and steals it. The Supreme Court of the United States can't make the decision on who the president's going to be. The outcome is only done, according to the Constitution, by the Congress and the Senate, not by the Supreme Court.
Well, we have some serious issues.
We've had a coup d'etat. We had a coup d'etat in the October surprise 1980 election involving Jimmy Carter to get him out. We had a coup d'etat prior to that in 1963 when they killed John F. Kennedy. We had a coup d'etat in the 2000 election involving Al Gore, and then I guess you could say the stooges have run rampant since, because everybody that ran this last election, Hillary Clinton, crime syndicate member, John McCain, Keating Five-Boy, crime syndicate member, Barack Obama, foreign-born, crime syndicate stooge. Our country is ready to go down the tubes, and the only thing that's going to save it is the American people themselves, some elements of the military, a big element of the intelligence community will be there, and the rest of the American people are going to have to be prepared on September the 1st to start shooting UN troops in the streets of America who will be brought in here. And we've already indicated this in a couple postings last week. It's going to happen. British troops, German troops are on American soil now to be unleashed around the cities and surround the cities. I've heard talk since the mid-'90s from militia people and the whole bit. It's not going to happen. When they put the troops on the streets, that's when it's time, if not before. And I tell you what, it will be time for the American people to round up their government officials and hold jury trials, citizen jury trials, and bring the law down on their head, period.
Well, we're going to go into a break. Hold on to that thought, and we'll be right back. This is Freedom Fighters for America Radio at www.freedomfightersforamerica.com. We'll be returning momentarily.
Mama told me when I was young, to sit beside me, my only son. Listen.
Still there, Brett?
Yeah. Well, they're not liking our broadcast tonight, so welcome back to Freedom Fighters for America Radio. Sorry for the interruption there, Stu. Any solutions here? What, do you see anything aside from what this revolution is probably going to happen?
Go ahead. You want to answer that one, Brett? I think I said my piece regarding it.
Well, this internet broadcast, it's amazing what open visibility does. People know things now so much quicker, and they know the story that was never printed in a local paper because of the internet. So this transparency, I think, is our salvation. It's a way to network with the people that can cause rapid change. And oftentimes I'm seeing those government agencies or those big corporate bureaucracies failing to even turn around quickly to take on a new threat. So, that's the only hope I see on the horizon.
Right. So in other words, we have to shine the light on these criminals. We have to attempt to wake up some of the patriots out there and some of the people who don't know what the heck's going on in this country, really. And with this point, there is plenty of evidence out there. I know there is. I mean, I speak to many people, including my own. There is evidence. I mean, we just don't have a place to introduce it. I mean, you can't walk into a courtroom today and say, well, I'm a victim, here's my evidence. They laugh in your face and dismiss your case anyway. Or they'll just say it's national security at the door like a moron, or call you ill because you're reporting corruption and you're a whistleblower. So they want to get rid of you. So until, we're out there, I know, I try to do my part running this podcast and radio shows. We blog these things globally. We have Freedom Fighters for America chapters in other countries as well. We're in Brazil. We have members in China. We have members in Africa, in the UK, in Canada. So, I mean, and all they do, I mean, some of them do work, but others are just targets, and they can't work. And what they do is get the word out there by blogging away these links and credible people's information. And I know that people out there have documented picture, audio information that will indict people, that will point to these criminals. But we need to get public pressure on it. And I agree with Stu 100%. There is no way we should stop now. There's no way. I mean, we need more people out there, just out there looking, identifying what's going on in their own communities. If we could take each person in their community, even if it was one person in the community that was sharp and had good, we could nail down a lot of the criminals that are committing these crimes within our communities. Whatever it is, because
Chris, you're cutting out in and out really
okay,
bad
I'm
on
sorry.
our end.
Yeah, okay. I apologize. I'm sitting in the middle of a war zone here, okay?
Yeah, I understand. I understand.
So, I just think that everyone who can get involved should get involved. That's the bottom line. That's my little piece, I'm hoping that, we can proceed further. I'm looking forward to doing more radio shows. I hope there'll be an agreement made on that, and we'll have you on more often, that's for sure. Al Cuppa, too. Al's out there. He's trying to expose this stuff, former Joint Chiefs of Staff out of the Pentagon, action officer. So, here's a guy on the inside in the military that saw what the heck's going on, and yourself.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who still want to step up to the plate. I mean, we had Rodney Stitch on the other night, and, here's a man 85 years old. He's written 19 books. And,